let me start to do the recording. Let's take a look. All right. Yeah, class, have you got an answer regards the Western Pure Land? How come the Western Pure Land appeared in the vigorous pyramid? Anybody can provide me the answer? Yes. Yeah, Mr. Leong. Yeah, Sally, yes. What's the answer?
Because according to them, you have to be diligent in reciting the name of Angkor Wat.
No.
Yes, that's what they wrote there.
No, our textbook.
The internet.
No, don't go to internet. You should. Why the author says so? Because the author categorized in this way. Don't go other sources. There's a different platform already. Huh? Yeah, Mr. Long, have you got an answer from the books? Huh? Why is Western Pure Land put into the vigorous pyramid? Huh?
No,
No, you are frozen already.
No, I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, Elena,
You don't know.
do you look for it? Elena, do you look for it? On the mic, please. On the mic, Elena.
I don't really know the answer, but then in the books there were a few chapters that talk about Pure Land.
No,
they did mention about Pure Land.
No, I mean the books are. No.
In our textbook. There were a few chapters.
No. Elena, you take a look. Okay, if Maitreya Pure Land is in the chapter 3, Maitreya Pure Land. If the Western Eastern Pure Land only the final chapter only.
Final chapter lah. Final chapter, you see in page 352, the Buddha abiding in the Pure Land. Blah, blah, blah.
No.
Then they say.
I mean the explanation regards the Pure Land, the whole Pure Land, how the Pure Land is. I mean, all this explanation, not just one sentence or one verse.
Oh.
I say.
Enjoy the.
Yeah. Never mind. Okay. It doesn't matter. Once we go there, the vigorous pyramid, then we understand why the author put it there, we see there. So, Sally, this is the point. If you try to debate, we have to define our area of the debate. Am I right? Okay. So, I mean, the book, so you should go to the book. You shouldn't go to other way. Once we debate, the definition must be clear. The area we debate must be very clear. The scope, what is our scope? In what area? Then there will be some, that will be meaningful for the debate. If we don't do so, meaning you say other thing, I say other thing, there's no intellect. It's useless for the debate. Okay. So Sally have to understand that that is the that is how should we put it? There's a rules and regulation now. Okay, never mind, class. So we just continue, all right, for today. Okay, so we are still in the very beginning. Now we go to the resolving to the attain to the Buddhahood. Okay, so according to our sketch, let's take a look. Okay, stage 1 is the vow to develop the body mind, elucidating the different ways one arouses the mind to enter the great vehicle. All right. Okay, so now we are here. Okay, yes, your turn, Sally. Okay.
Resolving to attain Bodhi. Ashamed of not knowing, ashamed of not being able, ashamed of not being totally pure, the Arahat should turn to and enter the great vehicle. Needless to say, practicing the great vehicle Buddha Dharma primarily means resolving to attain Bodhi. But the capacities of sentient beings vary, so the causes and conditions of resolving to attain Bodhi also vary. The ways in which bodhisattvas express themselves are also somewhat different in the beginning of their practice. One has to have the considerable undertaking of this concept in order to avoid the tendency of judging everything based on one's own preference, thereby praising oneself and defaming others and unintentionally damaging the Buddha Dharma. From the Śrāvaka vehicle to the Bodhisattva vehicle. The aforementioned Dharma common to the three vehicles is primarily that of the Śrāvaka and the Pratyeka Buddha vehicle. The practitioners of these two vehicles can also resolved to attain Bodhi and enter the way of the great vehicle. Some start by studying the deeds of the Stravakas and unsettled switch to the study of the great vehicle. Some are already settled at the stage of patience. As Stravakas, all have already realized the nature of things that attain the first fruit, Sotapanna, or beyond. Some have already realized the fourth fruit of arahantship. Some have already entered the nirvana with residue and have resolved to attain Bodhi. Since the Buddha Dharma is the way of one vehicle, the small vehicle is actually the skillful way to the great vehicle, and naturally sooner or later leads there. But from the standpoint of the small vehicle, practitioners initially there are some unavoidable barriers.
Okay, thank you so much. We try to digest first. Yeah, off the mic, please, Sally. Okay, the facts is not enough. Okay, let's continue. Okay, Elena, can you please read some more paragraph first? The facts is not enough for discussion, please.
For example, all the arahats say, my life is ended. I have established pure conduct. What I set out to do is accomplished. I know I will not have future rebirths. They feel that they have reached a stage at which no further learning or advancement is possible. The Buddha was an arahat and his enlightened disciples were also arahats. The Buddha was emancipated and they too were emancipated. Thinking that they had reached the ultimate For the moment, they naturally did not want to practice the way of the great vehicle. But did not the Buddha become a Buddha by practicing the bodhisattva deeds and saving innumerable sentient beings? Why then did the Buddha not reach his Sravaka practitioners, did not teach his Sravaka practitioners to practice bodhisattva deeds to become Buddhas? Why did he instead advise them to practice deeds to benefit themselves in order to end birth and death? They are important questions. Having realized the nature of things and become liberated from birth and death, were the Sravaka Arahats really equal to the Buddha in everything? In comparison, they were poles apart. Through their actual experience and under the Buddha's skillful teaching, the Arahats inevitably felt ashamed and blamed themselves. Eventually, they rid themselves of the mental block of thinking of themselves as the ultimate, retain to attain Buddhi, and progress along the Buddha way.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, the author still in the beginning, and from now onward, the condensed start only from here. Mr. Leong, can you please try to read it out, Mr. Leong, some of them. Oh, you are unfrozen, Mr. Leong. Sadly to know that. Okay.
Some of them felt ashamed upon understanding that they were things that
Mr. Leong, you try to off the camera, please. You off your camera, doesn't matter, huh? As long as we hear you, Mr. Leong. Yeah, off the camera, but on the mic, please, Mr. Leong. Oh, okay, yes. Please on the mic, please. You off the camera already, that is correct. Yeah, please read, yeah.
some of them felt ashamed upon understanding that there were things they did not know and that they were unable to match the Buddha, who knew everything. The Vipassana Sutra says that when the Buddha expounded the dharma to Maitreya Bodhisattva and others, the Arahants were unable to understand. For example, in an ancient Indian monastery, wanting to be among there, the Arhants investigated his fundamental capacity and found that he did not even have a little bit of good root, and so was unsuitable to give up lay life. Even if he gave up lay life, he would not be able to attain enlightenment. They refused to help him to become a monk, but the Buddha did so, and soon he attained arahantship. The arahants were surprised, so the Buddha told them, "Infinite, this person uttered Namo Buddha." This virtuous act and his earlier good root of having turned towards the Buddha have now matured and delivered him. Okay. This illustrates that compared to the Buddha's profound and vast wisdom, the Arahant's wisdom is like the dim light of a lightning bulb in broad daylight. He felt ashamed of not being
Yeah, they're gone already. All right. Okay. Yes. Never mind. We just let's see. Okay. Yeah. as Shariputra said, okay, Sally, please continue. They feel ashamed here from here, Sally. On the mic, please, Sally.
They felt ashamed of not being able. They felt ashamed of not being as able as the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. As Shariputra said, "Alas, I blame myself deeply. How can I be so deceived? Realizing the faultless Dharma, we are Buddha's disciples, but in future we will not be able to expound on the supreme way. Actually, there are many ways the arhats cannot do, such as the Bodhisattvas did that with magical supernatural power, purifying Buddha's land and transform sentient beings. They were also ashamed to see that they had not cut off the afflictions completely. They still had certain impurities. For example,
Okay,
when
okay,
king
stop. Okay, thank you so much. We try to digest. Mr. Leong, can you on your camera? Are you okay? Please reply us, Mr. Leong. Have you come back from Nibbana? Oh, we saw you already. Okay, Yeah, okay. Mr. Leong, if the light is not good, you can off the camera as long as we hear you. Then you'll be more stable. Mr. Leong, get it, Mr. Leong? Get it? You can choose off the camera, but on the mic and the sound and the speaker. Okay, okay, class. Now we start to talk about Arahant wish to transfer to the Buddhahood. Okay, so okay, how does it begin to talk about this for the author? So class, okay, if let's say, okay, for example, okay, Elena, if you wish to change occupation, basically you see the shortcoming or you see the advantage of your career, then you want to change your career. Which one is correct, you think? The shortcoming or because the advantage that make you want to change your career? On the mic, please.
Whether I see the shortcoming or the advantage that I change my career.
Yes, if you wish to change the career, which one?
Advantage.
How come advantage to change the career? What logic are you talking about? Tell me why your career is good, then you want to change. Why?
Advantage in the sense that going there is a better advantage.
Yes, it's going there. But of course, you see your present career shortcoming, then you aim to change. Am I right?
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so class, now what we try to talk about, the Arahant will see their shortcoming. Okay, so what shortcoming they have, now one by one we try to go through. So class, this is from the verses, you see. Take a look, class. You see here, it's mentioned here, you see. It's begin from the verses, you see. It's about the shaming, you see, ashamed for not knowing, not being able, and not totally pure. Yes, once Arahant realize that this trait of their shortcoming, then they will shift from Arahant to the Buddhahood. So class, it is quite logic, right? Okay, so class, basically what the author try to use the skills in order to make us to change our habit. They will see the present shortcoming and see the option advantage. Okay, for example, okay, now we want to encourage people to do the dana. So we keep on talking about the advantage of the dana, right? But let's say people indulge in doing the dana and they don't want to hold up, observe the precept. So we will see, we'll tell her, we'll talk to him that the shortcoming of the dana and the advantage of the precept are so that he will try to proceed to the precept. Okay, but if let's say people just always just want to do the precept only and doesn't want to do the meditation, so we will tell them the disadvantage of observing the precept and the advantage for the meditation. So people will try to upgrade again. You see, actually these skills is so common in this book. I don't know whether you realize or not. I think that's quite true. In order for us to change our habit, you must be able to see the disadvantage, the shortcoming, then you want to change it. Okay. So even though Arahant, but of course, when we mention this, we are not denying the dana, precept, and samadhi. We don't deny them, but just in order to make you to upgrade, you have to and no more stay back in the present situation. We have to do so. But basically, we still encourage you to do all of them. Okay, but maybe you have to specific in one day. So do you get it? Same here, Arahant. We know Arahant is very holy. We all know that it's not easy. But now if Arahant want to become the Buddhahood, Arahant must be able to see their disadvantage in the first place. So they want to shift to that. So shaming is one of the powerful, a good reason, strong reason for them to shift to the Buddhahood. Do you get it? Of course, so class, one thing, just want to remind you all, this is based on of Dharma Flower Sutra. Yeah, according to the Dharma Flower Sutra, all Arahant are subject and they are eligible and they are capable to change to the Buddhahood, especially the capability. According to Dharma Flower Sutra, they are capable. But if according to the Prajna version and the Theravada nowadays, they disagree. They say, no. Once you attain Arahant, you are not capable, you are not able, and you don't have the capable to change to Buddha. No. Okay. Whether Bodhisattva or Arahant, okay, you might reach to one juncture, and you have to make a choice. Once you make a choice, no more go stop. Okay, do you get it? Okay, so now we are based on Dharma Flower Sutra, okay, which is Arahant can proceed. Okay, so one of the what is the disadvantage Arahant see according to the example is about this. Class, take a look. Okay, is about this. Yeah, they didn't know. They didn't know because according to this text, Shakyamuni tried to expound the Dharma to the Maitreya. Arahant didn't understand. So meaning to say Maitreya understanding is stronger, so they don't understand. So this is reason why they should be shameful. And second is about especially the supernatural power. So they could write example. There's one guy come to look for them and say, I want to become a monk. So the Arahant tried to use the supernatural power to track them, but they say, sorry, you don't have the good root. You don't have the basic requirement for being monk. They refuse. But when the man come to the Buddha able to check for the previous many kappas, this guy have chant Namo Buddhaya once the tiger chased away him, and then he go to the tree, he climb up the tree and say mention Namo Buddhaya. So Buddha said this is already enough for him to become a monk. So the Arahant surprised. So the Arahant noticed that, oh, it seems that my supernatural power not as good as Buddha. So I should aim for Buddhahood. Do you get it? So that is how we begin to think here. Okay, now we talk about another impurity. Okay, never mind, let me try to do a little bit. Mahavibhasha Sastra. Let's do a little bit searching, research. Mahavibhasha Sutra. Okay, class, basically Mahavibhasha Sastra. Okay, class, take a look in the first place. Okay, class, basically, take a look. This is the Hinayana, all right? Okay, okay. The Mahavibhasha Sastra is under the Sarvastivadin, all right? Okay. Nowadays, the Theravada, almost the whole Theravada tradition is under the Theravada. So, class, do you get it? It's under the Theravada. Yeah, it's under the Theravada. So now, basically, the previous chapter for whatever you learn a class is under Sarvastivada actually. So meaning to say most of our sutra, our texts are from Sarvastivada, but both of them, they are split out for 1,000 years ago, all right? So, but they got some similarity. This is the reason why we notice that what we learn from the Sarvastivada, there's no much difference. Once we try to talk to the Theravadin, not much different actually, because their origin is quite same, Okay, so that is the basic history we see here, all right? So Mahavibhasha Sastra is originated from Sarvastivada. Class, where did it compose? The Mahavibhasha Sastra is from here, class. Is from here. From Jammu and Kashmir. Yeah, Jammu and Kashmir. So class, this is where the Mahavibhasha Sastra is composed. It's in Kashmir. Class, Kashmir. Yeah, this part of India, which is Kashmir. It is composed about 150 years ago before the Christ. And let's take a look. This is the place where our Mahavipassana Sastra have been composed. Elena, like it? Are you aiming for traveling in the future, Elena?
Yep.
Yes, of course.
I was only in Delhi, New Delhi. I didn't go up.
Yeah. Okay, you haven't reached Kashmir, right? You see, so beautiful, huh? So, class, can you imagine how wonderful, huh? Buddhism. We see so many monks meditate at the snowy airs. You see, a snowy mountain. You see, yes, actually, Kashmir has been become Buddhism kingdom for more than 1,000 years. You see, since before uh, before the rise of the Islam. Once Islam raised up, they start to spreading their religions, but there's some they use some violence also. Then finally they conquer the whole thing. So now all gone already. Elena, if you go there, you have to be worried for being bombed because there's a lot of bombing. Kashmir and Jammu, not that safe actually. Okay, but if you go there, maybe you try to see where is the Mahavipassana Sutra was composed. Maybe you look for the location, where was it composed, and you can imagine there was 500 arahant together for the compilation of this Sutra. Oh, so good, huh? So now once in a while, when I read the news regards to Kashmir, I will go to see, check a little bit because I know the history about it. I feel so sad also. Oh, how come the whole Buddhism kingdom no more there? Very sad. Okay, then let's take a look. So this is where it comes from. Okay, so class, remember Mahavipassana Sutra. Okay, well, basically this sutra, okay, is composed, as I mentioned just now, because this sutra not more for meditation class, is more try to clarify the split between the Buddhism sect, okay, because a different sect with a different perception, okay. So some say yes, there's antara bhawa. Some say no, no antara bhawa. You know what is antara bhawa? You see, we Mahayana, why we do the Chautu Fahui? Because we recognize antara bhawa. Zhongyam, you know, antara bhawa, we recognize that. But basically, class, this is not the ultimate truth in you see. Basically, we've got so many schools. Okay, there was 20 schools after 200 years of Buddha Parinirvana. We've got 20 schools. 20 schools, they all with a different perception. Then they're split to 20. And some agree, yes, there's antara bhawa. Some they say no. Theravada, they don't believe antara bhawa. So Theravada, we never see them do the Chautu Fahui. You don't have antara bhawa, how to do Chautu Fahui? Am I right? So we believe because we inherit the teaching from Sarvastivada, so we do the Chautu Fahui. Okay, you get it? So this is influence our activity. Okay, let me check whether you can go further for it or not. Mahavipassana Sastra. Mahavipassana Sastra. Mahavipassana. Mahavipassana Sastra. Yeah. Class, you can get it. Well, this is quite important. The reason is what you studied previously is in the previous chapter mostly from this school. Class, can you please copy the Abhidhamma Mahavipassana Sastra? You can go for the chapter. Okay, now it's a chapter 5, right? You go to the chapter 4. In the very beginning, you write down. Most of the contents are from this Abhidhamma Vipassana Sastra. The chapter number 4, the contents are mainly from this school. Okay, class, you see, okay. Yeah, let's take a look. You see, this is thought to be authored about 150 CE, or sorry, not before Christ. It's after Christ, 150 CE. See, so it's an encyclopedic book on Abhidhamma, scholastical Buddhist philosophy. Okay, so you see, it is compositionally to the founding of the new school of the thought called Vaibhasika. Okay, which is very influential in Buddhist of history, thought, and the practice. See, so class, if later on, okay, you are free, so this is the homework you can just do, just go through for enjoy, for amusement, okay, okay. Okay, so this is for you all right. Then next, let's take a look. Okay, Mahavipassana. So we talk about this. Okay, then we finish this also. Okay, now we go to the next chapter. So we got a big paragraph. Okay, big paragraph to go through. Yeah, Elena, I think your turn now. Please, for example.
For example, when King Druma Kimnara played music, even the elderly and virtuous Mahakassapa could not refrain from dancing for joy. Mahakassapa said, although I can stay far away from the worldly desires and happiness, I am still attached to the wonderful joy of the Bodhisattva deeds. And when a godness scattered flower, the flower fell off the Bodhisattva's skin, but stay on the Sravaka Arahats, proving that they still had attachment in their mind. Another example, when a bird passes through Sariputra's shadow, it has some lingering fear, but when it passes through the Buddha's shadow, it did not have any fear at all. Arahats have not eliminated all their old habits, afflictions that bodhisattvas have cut off. After the Buddha skillfully taught them, the Arahats turned their mind from benefiting themselves to resolving to attain Bodhi and entering the great vehicle way of benefiting both themselves and others.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, Mr. Leong, are you unfrozen, Mr. Leong? They're frozen already, Oh, okay, they're gone already. Okay, okay, class. Basically, there's a few of the shortcoming. First, Mahakassapa still dance. All right. Second, the Shariputta, the shadow, still can make the bird feel scared. All right. The third one, they're attached to the flower. Okay. So, class. Basically, all this is a shortcoming of Arahant. I don't think the Theravada will agree, Well, because basically we're from different school with the different sutra Abhidhamma, so they totally disagree. Okay, so glad to know that. But here we quote this. The purpose to quote this so that we wish all arahant will transfer to the Buddhahood. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Leong, do you hear me? Mr. Leong, will Theravada disagree that Makashapa will still dancing and I mean, and the shadow of the Shariputra still can make the bird feel scared. Do you think will Theravada agree with this or disagree?
No, doesn't agree.
Yes, you see or not? Okay, the disagreement is due to we possess a different sutra because our sutra some mention they still have this type of a habit. Okay, so don't if you're too lonely, I want to have a paddle with them, so you can just raise out all these points to them. So you will trigger their fire easily once you talk about this.
Actually, in fact, Sifu, this paragraph actually contradicts between the Theravada and the Mahayana school of thought.
No, you mean this paragraph regards Arahant habit? No, actually, this paragraph only available in Mahayana text only, not in Theravada. In Mahayana text only, because our tradition are different, so they don't have this type of thing. We have it, but the Mahayana, why they mention? Because they just want to show that this is the shortcoming of Arahant, so that they will proceed. If Arahant is already 100 marks, no need to proceed anymore. So that is the standard point to begin. But for Theravada, they see that is the demean for the Arahant. Am I right? You feel it? Why? How come it's a demean? But this is the Mahayana text, so their standard point is quite different. They insist that Arahant should be proceed. Okay, Mr. Long, get what I mean? You didn't get it?
Yeah, a bit confusing, yes.
Very confusing. Never mind, you just go through. Anyway, this text, don't tell the Theravada that sure we totally disagree, because our heritage are different. So of course we don't have similar version of the original text. Okay.
Because the thing from the interpretation is Arahant traditions.
You come back again, yes. Yeah, you can have a full statement now. Yeah, Arahant. Yeah. Yes, keep on, Mr. Leong.
No, in Theravada perception, Arahant actually is what you call more superior than Bodhisattva. But here it says Bodhisattva is superior than Arahant.
Yeah. Okay, the reason is because this. Let's take a look. You see, yeah, there's the different. Yeah, there will be some different. Let's take a look. It's something to do with the school of thought, a schism.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
that's why I'm very confused.
Yeah. Because the Mahayana text is really a different tradition from the Hinayana. Okay, so it makes so they have some perception that Arahant is not that as noble as Buddha so that's the reason why you see the difference because tradition is different already. Yeah, that's the reason because the different heritage.
Yes.
So they inherit different material. Okay, let's keep on. Okay, what else other just shortcoming? Way to enter to the great vehicle. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Long, you have come back. So can you please read it loud? Okay.
114, not tolerating the sufferings of comprises ordinary people who have resolved to practice. The causes and conditions leading to such a resolution vary. In the Buddha's time, some made a resolution after seeing the physical appearance of the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. Some did so after witnessing the transcendental power of the Tathagata, and some after hearing the perfect sound of the Tathagata's voice when he was teaching. Those born after the Buddha's time have made their resolutions after listening to the teachings of the Buddha disciples or after delving into the profound meaning of the sutras. Some have done so entirely on their own, while others have been pursued. To resolve to attain Bodhi simply primarily to have the Buddha's enlightenment is an ideal, and to vow to attain it. Of course, the main substance of the resolution to attain Bodhi is an emphasis on the lofty, profound virtues of the Buddha and on the vow to seek Buddhahood. If another important factor, the vow of compassion, is missing, however, then the resolution is incomplete or easily lost. As the sutra says, Bodhisattvas arise from great compassion. So to resolve to attain Bodhi is to resolve to benefit others and seek perfect enlightenment. Without such an emphasis on the compassionate vow, it is easy to retreat from one's resolution.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Class, it seems all of you disappeared. Do you hear me, class? Finish, Sally?
Yes, can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Leung, your line is quite bad today. Huh? Okay, class, we try to discuss why people wish to enter the great vehicle. Okay, why you want to become the Buddha? So there could a few reasons. Okay, so first of all, okay, maybe, okay, class, have you ever heard about that? Some people, they want to become Buddha because Shakyamuni is handsome. Possible can be the reason. Due to the handsomeness of Buddha, possible? Possible. You see, some people, they vow to become, how to say, they want to become the pilot because the pilot attire looks so handsome. It happened, right? The stewardess, because they look so nice, the appearance, you see. So it is normal to by having that. Okay, so some here, Buddha, the voice is so nice, so they want to become a Buddha. It happened before. Sorry. Okay. Well, this is. Am I saying the wrong thing? Okay. Okay. Thirdly, okay, is about what lah? Okay. Some because they will see Buddha, the world is so nice. I think it's logic, because as some people want to become the entertainer, because. Yeah, a lot of dusty. Sorry, okay. Why they look so funny, Okay, some the reason they want to become the singer because the voice of the singer is very nice. That's a possible, all right. And then some maybe they see how the Buddha giving the preaching, so they admire, so they become the Buddha. But this is not. Of course, it's not a good reason, to become the Buddha. The best one reason is still we go back to this point. Class, not tolerating the decline of the noble teaching. Yeah, that is the best reason. Do you think, is our Buddha, is our Dharma declining now? As you see, Sally, is it declining, our Dharma? Now, presently.
Slowly declining.
Why?
Why? Because you see, because many of us don't really know that we have studied Buddhism, and then a lot of parents are not doing this to help the children. So they all turn to other religions.
Yeah. If you check according to the world statistic, a religious statistic, it seems Christians still the most, okay, but Muslim, we're getting more and more. Maybe just after a few years, they are able to reach, as many as Christian. And Buddhism is quite far behind. I think that's what Sebi worry about. Yes, your standard point of view is supportive. You can get some support from the statistic. That's true. How about Elena? Do you think our Buddhism is declining? Why?
A lot of people is trying to find an easy way out. Buddhism, honestly, is not a very easy way, not an easy path. And especially for bananas.
Oh, yeah.
The Bible is much easier because you can read the English easily.
Okay, good facts. Very good. So it seems that the language, in Malaysia, make it difficult, the banana to penetrate it, Yes, Mr. Leong, do you agree that our Dharma is declining, Mr. Leong? And the reason?
Yes,
you are frozen.
Declining as the Buddha frozen.
You are unfrozen now. Please keep on.
Like Buddha says, after 500 years, the fake Buddha will appear. So we do not know which is the real Buddhist and which is the fake Buddhism.
Okay, so the way I see, Elena, I think from here, because it seems that your compassion rise from seeing the declining of the Buddhism through the hardship of the banana. This is where you can start to help out. In the future, Elena, you can try to, to help me, okay, to bring in more people to learn the Buddhism. It's the one thing. Why? Plus, do you know or not? The compassionate, where does the compassionate arise? One is not tolerating the decline of the noble teaching. Basically, for those who work hard to protect the Dharma, they must be the one with the compassionate. And one of the reasons they see the declining and they feel disheartening. So, Elena, this is where you start your compassionate, and this is where you can contribute yourself. Okay, very clear for you, Elena. Whereas for Sally, just now say a lot of people send their children to the Sunday school, to the Dharma school. Yes, okay, Sally, if that's the case, if you admit this fact, if you discover the facts, please do something. This is where you can contribute also. Okay, this is where you can contribute also. Okay, one thing. Okay, now our coming student, our new batch of student is is starting now. Would you like to join my exam board to come up with an exam question for them? Open book test. Elena, Sally, Mr. Leong, are you? Yeah. How? Do you want to join me? Set up the exam board so that you can come up with questions to test the student. Are you interested in it? This is one thing you can help. Very practical to help. Not just theory only. Oh, I feel so compassionate, but you do nothing. Now, something for you to do. Okay. Now, I let you think first. Okay, I think you are eligible because you study you about finished the whole book, They're still in the beginning, you see. So, this is the good one part you can contribute just to come up with a good question for them to answer. Okay, yes. Okay.
Sifo, what type of platform or method are we supposed to do?
What platform? What's your question? I don't understand.
How are we going to go about setting the question? How should we discuss and all this?
Yeah, I will tell you the know-how but you have to know whether you are willing to do so or not. If you are willing, okay, because you have attacked my question previously. My previous question, it's a how to say it's an example for you to follow I will tell you there's some skills, there's some methodology which is applicable in our teaching school, in the teaching institution. Okay, we'll apply it to our present situation and do some adaptation. Yes, there's a way if you wish. Okay, there's a way. So this is where you can contribute to help more students. Like Sally, once you try to do the recapitulation, finally you bring more people in to the Friday meditation class. That's very good. It's very practical way to contribute to talk about this, to bring them in. Okay. You try to think for me. If you are really you have the heart to do so. This is where you can contribute Okay. Mr. Liao, you haven't tell me the concrete reason yet, because like what Elena and Sally suggest, they see the Dharma declining, and it's very concrete, and they can contribute at this point. You say, 500 years, that is very, very academic. 500 years, the Dharma will gone. Or you can't do anything for 500 years. But what for Sally and Elena, they can do something. In the presence, just to make them. There's a channel to make the compassionate to do something. Yes, Mr. Leong, will add something? You are frozen again. Oh no, we don't hear you, Mr. Leong. Your line is quite bad. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, with that. We hear you again. Yeah, you see, because on and off of the line, on and off. We don't really get.
So, like for example, during this MCO, there are a lot of Buddhist societies also doing e-Dharma talk sharing, e-learning, and things like that. This is also very good, where they group together to form a stronger cohesion method of teaching the of the public.
No, what I want to say is what you can contribute, not other people can contribute. I try to bring up what you can, not other people can contribute. You know what I say? So I ask you.
I'm just a team player. You organize, I follow.
Okay,
I do. I support.
It's very good.
We appoint Mr. Leong as the chief examiner.
Alamak.
Okay, never mind. Mr. Leong have admit, okay, for the job. So I just wait for Elena and Sally for confirmation. Okay, so we can do something. I let you do something to contribute. Okay, so this is number one. All right. Second, in order to raise the great compassion, is not tolerant the suffering of the sentient being. Do you see any sentient being is suffering? Sally, do you see somebody is suffering and you feel intolerable to it?
Yes, but there's nothing I can do. Because like the day I received one message, one person has fallen down and now it's bedridden. But he is in KL. His family is in Johor, and they're asking for donations to send him back to Johor. I can only contribute a little amount to help the causes as well. But how to help this family, we cannot.
Yeah, no. Sally, you have best already. You have done your best already, Okay. What the way I see is okay, okay. So next, Elena, can you say something? Do you see suffering? Don't answer me. Say I can't do anything first. Don't say that first.
Okay, like my neighbor now, my next door neighbor, the whole family, 2 of them kena COVID-19. What I can help them is that if they need to do any shopping, groceries or things like that, we help them out. And then we give them all the contacts, the MPs and things like that they can seek help. And then my sister, one of my sister does some, she works in a company that import Chinese medicine. So she, in China, there are also some formulas and things like that to take. And then, so we just intermediary, just pass over whatever information. And then what we can support them is that you need to buy anything because you cannot go outside, we just buy for you. I mean, that's about all. And we try to call them a few days, a few days, call them once and see how they are, whether they have anything and so on. That's about all we can do.
Well, it seems the COVID-19 truly is catastrophic. It's a catastrophic. But there's an opportunity for us to contribute also. Am I right? If everything is in the peace and harmony, nothing we can contribute actually, right? So Mr. Leong, how about you? Do you see any sentient being suffering?
Actually, it's like this, Sifu. If we cannot help physically, then we help emotionally or mentally.
How do you help people emotionally and mentally?
Emotionally, in the sense that we give them encouragement, motivation, get their positive, what you call, attitude back instead of being negative all the time.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, class, maybe let me tell you what I really try to contribute. Class, basically, for every batch in meditation for beginner, no matter English and Chinese, I noticed that, okay, once they join the Sunday or Friday class, after some skills, spinning chakra or what, they meditate, they do massage, most of them respond that it does really help them to release some tension. This is what I can contribute. Mostly I ask them, they say, yes, after doing all this thing, I feel comfortable. I feel released from the tension. I can really have a rest. I can sleep well. I feel so happy for that. So I mean, directly, of course, not big bunch, not crowded people. I just have maybe 10, 15, very little people only, but really can help them. That's what I feel comfort. So we try our best. We try our best. So the people, surrounding you, class, don't over, the skills we learn, well, it's quite powerful. If you really benefit it, just teach people, because this thing is so simple. It doesn't need a license. As long as they believe, you teach, they can get the benefit so easily only. All the massaging, all this type of thing. Just try your best. Okay, very good. So class, at least we learn the Dharma, we try to make full use of it. Okay, so just see what you can do. Now is the opportunity. Of course, this is a mishap. Okay, so now let's take a look. Okay, let's see first. Okay, now class, take a look. Emphasis. Okay, the Bodhisattva arise from the great compassion. So to resolve to attain the body is to resolve to benefit others and seek perfect enlightenment. You see or not? Okay, so this is where about. Now we go to entering through the compassion. Okay, class, I think I better stop here because the paragraph